There is no reward without review.
When people say review, they assume that they are going to go and find what didn't work first. How about just for fun, let's just call it revisiting.
I like that. I'm
What
going to use this
happened?
now. This month, we've spoken about goals, we've spoken about plans, and now we are up to another big word called review.
Yes. And one of the things about review is we all like to skip it. Do you know why?
Should I say no?
I think you do. Well, one of the things is that when we review, we find things that we didn't do well. I think that's one of the biggest things. And none of us likes to, as human beings, likes to accept that we didn't do something well.
But what if I did everything well?
Well, that's just
I know.
Nobody's perfect.
I know.
That's just
I know.
your treasurer's talking,
I
who does
know.
not like to accept that we are wrong. But review, lots of people fear review because they don't want to look back and see what they may have not done right.
So what's the key, Pooja?
Well, the key is to accept that you would have made mistakes, first of all. As we said in a couple of episodes back, the fear of failure is true, and that's absolutely fine. Accepting that you might have a fear of things that didn't go well is fine. But also finding or restructuring your own dialogue with yourself and saying that, okay, I made a mistake. What have I learned from it?
Okay, boring.
Okay, land that for me.
Oh, well, I think we are lazy as human beings.
Okay.
So when we're talking about review, it takes too much energy, too much effort, too much, whatever. And unless there's something that makes me want to do that, I will probably not do it.
100%. And that's where a lot of the times we have to make sure that there are rewards attached to a lot of things that did go well.
That's it.
And
I think that's it.
Yes.
Rewards.
Yes. But you can't attach rewards to anything unless you have gone and looked back at also things that didn't work, right? Because unless you know what didn't work, you're not going to look at things that worked. And hence, sometimes if you don't do that, you are not going to be able to attach rewards to it.
But it's like having a kid, you know. You can't just give a candy and reward any kind of behavior. You actually have to think about what are we going to reinforce and what is the reward behind it. And let's put it this way. Even bad behavior can have a reward of some. No, it has a reward of some sort. So whether we like the reward or not, that's a different story.
Yeah. Let me unpack that. When you say that, it means that no human beings do anything without a reward being attached to it. Things that are also, for example, that might not necessarily be good for you have a reward attached to it. So that's a different concept altogether. But that's not where we want to go down.
Smoking. I have a good example. Smoking. Yeah. We do know that one of the reasons why smoking was so much taken up in the 70s, 80s was because if you were a smoker, you would get an extra break while working. So that's a clear reward for a bad behavior.
Yeah. Yes, it was a clear reward for bad behavior. But again,
even if you didn't call it bad behavior back then.
Yeah, it was not technically a bad behavior. It was an accepted behavior societally. And it was one of the things where that behavior had a reward in the end, and that is to have extra breaks. Having said that, we human beings, again, like you rightfully pointed out, are quite lazy, and we won't take on an extra task if there's no reward attached to it. Now, if you're a business owner, a lot of the times, one of the things that we hear from a lot of business owners is that I pay them a wage. What more do they want?
That's not a reward.
That's not a reward. That's something that you have to do because people are working for you. That's the bare minimum.
I think we need to reward this because a reward is something that is on top of something, or at least in my mind, when it comes to a payment or a wage, that is just simply that's not a reward. That's an exchange of goods.
Yeah.
I give you my time and I work for, or I create something for you, and you're paying me for my effort that I've put in it.
Yes.
To me, reward is something that is outside of that basic exchange of energy or goods or money or whatever you might want to call it.
Yeah. So let's pause there for just a minute and say, and land this idea. Okay. We started off with saying review. We started off talking about reward. Now, how are these interlinked? The only way I find the way these two things are interlinked is that if you don't go back at the end of the financial year and look at your numbers or look at what activities you did throughout the year, what was consistently being built one on top of the other, out of all those activities, what gave you the results that you were looking for this year? What didn't work? What worked is important, because then you can reward yourself for the things that worked, so that you can have it repeated again in the new year and drop the things that didn't work.
Okay. I'm going to just ask a big question there.
Yes.
What if the past year was a total flop? Mm-hmm. Nothing worked. Mm-hmm. We survived. We're
Yes.
still here.
Yeah.
In my mind, as a small business owner, straight away I would say, what am I rewarding? So how am I? But I also know that I need something to motivate.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
We see this all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
And
even in our own business.
Absolutely. And it's not necessary that your year has always worked out in the way that you thought it would. And there could be things, very little things there that really worked. But I am going to challenge you that there's going to be that one thing that worked well. Because the fact that you're still around, you did something well.
So why do you think that we have this psychology of putting everything in the wrong basket when it comes to reviewing? And I would say that sometimes, even if we do dig deep, we kind of tend to give this bad rep to reviews, and I feel like sometimes that not sometimes. I feel like the reward is the candy, you know, the one bit that sweetens everything. But you can use it, in my mind, in a bad way too, rewarding stuff that didn't work. So where's the fine line? And is there something that we need to consider when it comes to reviews? Is there something that we need to consider on how are we rewarding and what are we rewarding? Are we
Of
rewarding
course.
or it?
Of course, there has to be parameters, right? And that's where having that end of year kind of idea.
I'm going back to that idea of what if most of the things, or in my mind, let's say I'm the business owner who's reviewing the year and things just didn't go the way that I imagined that they would go. Mm-hmm. And right now I'm sitting here and I'm telling you that, but there's nothing. I just can't see anything that went right. And I'm sure I'm not alone in these shoes. And there's a lot of people out there who feel like nothing really went like they planned this year.
Well, having
I know
said
I'm
that,
putting you on the spot.
No, you're not putting me on the spot at all. And one of the psychology of human beings is that we see the bad first.
Ooh.
We always see what didn't work first, because
that's a
it's
big
that
one. So we see the bad first.
we always see what didn't work first. Always. We will not see the little things that we did along the way to keep our lights on, right? If your lights in your business are still on, it means that you've done something well. It's harder to dig that one out. And I challenge you that if you put aside your negative headspace away and you looked at, why are my lights still on today? If I have been able to pay my business electricity bills today, it means that I have generated income to give me that reward.
So does this mean that at the end of the year, even if things went pear-shaped, I still deserve a little bit of reward?
Of course. Of course. Because if you don't reward your actions, how are you going to maintain the consistency? Now, one of the things that I always like to talk about, and for those who listen, and we will be talking about this in a wider way in terms of work habits and what habits do and what that looks like. One of the things that we don't realize is that our actions are triggered by something, and at the end of that action, there's always a reward. Now, doesn't matter whether that action is benefiting you or not benefiting you, it's always giving you a reward. And that's where LD was coming from in the past as well. Now, if we don't look at that, if we haven't rewarded the things that we've done well, how will we allow our brains to repeat it? Our brains require a reward to be able to repeat the action that serves us. Let me just repeat that and let it land. Is that our brains require a reward to be able to repeat what serves us. And that's true from the very childhood that we have been.
Okay.
Anything that's rewarded is repeated, period.
Okay, I got it.
Yes.
We'll do we'll do the review and we'll see what happened, and we'll face the good and the bad.
And
First,
again,
the bad and the good, according to you.
what served us and what didn't serve us. Because again,
Ben would actually challenge you on this. He likes the word bad.
I know he loves it, but I'm just, again, just a little...
By the way, just here a little bit of a shout out here. Ben is the amazing person who is behind the scenes that you can't see and helps us make this happen.
Yes. I know he doesn't like the word serves you and doesn't serve you and all that esoteric spaces. He loves to stick with his bad and good. But again, how do you say that it's bad, right? It just didn't serve us in the year. That's fine. We go and tweak it, we do it differently and find what is going to serve us.
You know, that's an interesting one. And we were just doing a bit of reading before this podcast and we were chatting, just to put a bit of context to this, with all these Gen this and what and whatever. And I do believe that our generation, we're both Gen X's.
Yes.
If you didn't know our age now, you kind of know where we are at. But I think we were raised to see more the bad than the good.
Yep.
And I think stepping away from that word bad and good and looking at things more from the perspective of what serves us and what doesn't serve us is a real challenge.
It's a real challenge. And also another thing is that there's a bit of a guilt attached to rewarding yourself.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying that
Yeah.
The good and the bad is a very clear black and white approach
Yes.
to things. And life is never black and white.
It's never black and white. And also the guilt that we attach towards allowing ourselves to be rewarded is real. We have been brought up understanding that you have to do whatever it takes, and you don't need a reward for doing the right thing.
It's an interesting one because the other day we were chatting with this client and we asked, so how did things go? Give us one good thing that happened during the week.
Yes.
And they were not able to do that.
No.
It took genuine digging
Yeah.
to find what went well in the week.
Absolutely. And the thing is, they could be the smallest of thing, that your employee sent out the right email at the right time. It could be as simple as that. But it is a good thing, right? That they are learning a new skill and they are understanding that certain things are important. That's a win.
I think where I want to go with this is that it takes conscious effort
It does.
to find the things that are deserving a reward.
Yes.
And just like you said rightfully right at the beginning of this episode, there is no reward without review.
No.
There's 2 R's there.
Yes.
And there's literally no reward without a good review. And when I say good review, meaning a deep review, finding not just the things that went wrong that need fixing, but actually focusing on the things that went well.
And I think you have actually literally pointed out what the problem is. When people say review, they assume that they are going to go and find what didn't work first.
Probably that's why we're so afraid of
That's why we are so afraid of review.
of this word review. And I think shifting it and putting it in a different light and looking at it as an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to change.
How about just for fun, let's just call it revisiting.
The revisiting.
Because review becomes really this heavy word, I feel.
I like that.
Let's just go revisit the last year. Have a little bit walk down memory lane and see
I'm
what
going to
happened.
use this now.
Yeah, why not? Because again, review feels, oh my God, now I have to go and pick everything that didn't work apart. And now I have to go and feel bad about it again, kind of a situation.
Before we finish, I
Yes.
think we need to mention that you just said that we need to take apart or pick apart everything that didn't work.
Yeah.
I think we need to do the same with everything that worked too.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that we forget when it comes to reviewing, that it's not enough to realize what went wrong. You have to literally take apart what went well, because that's going to be the
100%,
base of your next
100%. So
step.
in conclusion, go and
There you
revisit
go.
your last year. Go walk down that memory lane. Pick apart everything that worked well first. I think that's the first thing to do. Go and analyze what really worked well before you go and look at what didn't work well. And please, no matter how small the win is, go and reward yourself for something nice.
Maybe we should have spoken first about this before goals and plans.
That's all right. If you're just joining us, please go back and listen to our episodes around goals and planning and what that looks like. And if you have already gone down the path of review, please leave us little comments and tell us what you found. And please don't forget to press those little buttons that say subscribe and follow. And we will see you next time.